Hello, welcome to the Q. Recap of round 6 into turn 7 now. And 2 turns left, 7 and 8. And it is not looking good for the Axis. They did pick up 2 victory points this turn, Leningrad, and they recaptured Manila. But that still only puts them up to 10. And with 2 rounds to go, could be tough. Sorry about the finger there. I don't know why I got that in the way. Let's move it. So for the battles, let's start with the battle that was and then wasn't. Celebes, and I think it was addressed in the Commonwealth turn, what had transpired, but there was a carrier sitting here and it had a Commonwealth fighter on it. So the fighters that landed or attacked Celebes had to land on that carrier. Well, there was no room because that fighter was on there. So we thought the best thing was just to say the battle never happened and move the pieces elsewhere. So the fighters went here and the carrier came down here. So Japanese pieces back on the board to be convoyed by that Anzac Commonwealth sub there. There is a convoy going on here for U.S. that U.S. did not do. Not that it really matters on their money, but if it did, they would lose 3. Well, it's only worth 2 now, so they lose $2. So if U.S. would like to subtract $2 from its convoy, that'd be great. Other battles, there was a seesaw battle there in Anhui. Japan going first takes it, Allies going second, retakes it. And then, I didn't mark it, but the Russian artillery came in to China to snag that territory. What else? That's about it. It was pretty quiet in the Pacific otherwise, unless I forgot to mark things. In Russia, seesaw battles on the front. The entire Russian front evaporated, including Leningrad. So they've put some troops in place to prevent a push on Moscow, which I believe will get the job done. So Moscow, I believe, is out of play, and a majority of the forces move south into the Caucasus, which we all know is a ploy. They're not going to the Middle East. Some trickery by the Russian communist leader. Other battles, naval battles out here. U.S. Well, no, that was the previous turn where the U.S. lost the carrier. The U.S. just came back and took that German sub. You know what? That was the beginning of this turn. On Germany's turn, they came down and destroyed that U.S. carrier, and I think it was a cruiser. And then a sub survived in that space. So, looks like there was some back and forth action here. Italy took it, and then France took it back, only because the U.S. used their planes, strafed that one lone Italian soldier there, cleaned it up for a French free walk-in. Malta fell, ships were sunk. First it was a U.S. sub, then I think the sub actually got a hit and destroyed the destroyer, but it was mutual destruction, so that invasion continued on. And we got the big marker here in 98 as both fleets were wiped out. The Italians survived with all their aircraft, but lost all their ships that went into that battle, and Britain is now shipless. Well, they got 2 subs, but they're not doing anything. So there you have it. I imagine there'll be some suicide attacks, on those Italian ships there. But that's about it. And let's see. Oh, that's the airbase that was destroyed last time. I don't think that's about it. It was a pretty quick turn. Not a lot happening. One of the things that we did discuss on the kamikaze tokens, I was under the assumption that once the condition was met, Japan gets the kamikazes. I mean, it's only 6. 6 at 2. But apparently, because I took the Philippines back, which was the condition that removes the kamikaze. So, in knowing that situation in advance, I probably don't move all those ships down to the Philippines. or maybe even take the Philippines back just so I can use the kamikazes. So I'm going to bet that that doesn't get taken back until the Anzac, her Commonwealth last turn. So that's probably how that'll roll. But we will see as turn 7 is coming up and Germany is on the board.